Very randomly today I opened Mensa and I was like, yeah, long time no see, let's go. And then I saw this topic and it was like amazing. There are a lot of things I'd like to tell my younger self and people need to know it. Because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure all of us go through more or less similar situations, and these are the things which help us grow. Like, we don't even know that when that one thing that you'd hear somewhere might actually end up helping you big time.
Yeah. I have two things on this, right? And I wanted to cover both of them on the 20 minutes. And I see listeners joining in. So,
Yeah.
anybody, Nancy, Shri, Fazli, everybody who wants to join in, the join button is active. I hope you can see it. Hey, Jael. Feel free to join in. So the two things I wanted to cover was, exactly like you said, Swarali, there are just so many things that I wouldn't,
Right.
in retrospect now tell my younger self. But my problem with that is, right, sometimes when I think about this, as I was recently, was it's not like someone didn't tell me at the time, right?
Right.
And I'm not saying all of it, but some of these things that I would tell my younger self, my parents try to tell me, or friends, people who had experience on their side did try to tell me. So I also want to explore how would I tell it to my younger self so that they actually pay heed, right? So
That is a brilliant question.
yeah, because I'm like, बताने को तो a lot of people tell us stuff, but we never take it, right? We say, oh, I'll live and learn from my own experiences. And there's no way of breaking that cycle. So both of those, so we can start with what is it we tell them, and then how would we tell them? And if we don't ever get to the how, then maybe we'll make it a follow-up session.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Hey, Arisudan.
I'm seriously worried about the how part.
Right? That's the important one. Even I'm very worried. I was hoping somebody could give me ideas of how can I tell this to my future self. But let's start
Need
with
a
the
time
what.
machine.
Yes.
So, who wants to go first?
No, I had a very simple thing for myself. I think, and I feel that I need to tell that to myself today also, as should tell myself, my younger self as well. I think it was just about being a little bit more brave about things, doing what I felt in my gut that I should be doing, but because of whatever social norms or some other kind of restrictions, or just the fact that it will not seem good or it would not be good or something like that. Not good in the sense of the opposite thing would be bad socially, but for myself it just seemed like a restriction that I was imposing upon myself rather than anything else, right? So I think simply put, just being a little bit more brave, a lot more brave rather, would have been my suggestion to my younger self.
Jael, I absolutely agree with this because what I had to share was like on similar lines that we
Hmm.
need to trust ourselves no matter what, because
Hmm.
we know ourselves better than anyone else does.
Hmm.
So
Right.
we know our weaknesses, we know our strengths, we know where we lack confidence, we know where we can excel. So
Hmm.
it's like people do try to provide us that cushioning by telling not to do this or do that, this is the direction, all agreed. But after
Hmm.
all, there's a line between doing something that you want and actually coming under the influence of others and doing something that you don't want.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
So I completely agree with your point. Like, we have
Hmm.
to be brave enough to take a stand for ourselves and do what we actually have to do.
uh, yeah, hi Fazli. Jafar is saying I tell my 16-year-old self to speak to girls more often in person and not through text.
Interesting one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I was going to add one too, and it's a build up on what you said and got me thinking, right? It's not like I had this when I came into the circle, but I wonder, and it's also more to answer the how. is I was wondering if I'd go tell myself, question things more in the sense of, so if I had to be braver, the reason we're not brave is because we believe something bad will happen if we do X, Y, or Z, right? So to question ourselves that what's the worst that can happen if we were to act on some of the things that we otherwise, stop ourselves from doing, right? Like, what is the worst that could happen? I sometimes feel like we never, and behavior science tells us, right, like it's really hard for us to see the future. So the fact that I think we always are so caught up in the moment, I would, if there's this show on, and I can't remember the name, where Liz Taylor is basically talking to her past self and her future self. So they're all talking to each other like friends, right? So if you could legit like show that no matter what you do, you'll still land on your feet, right? So, and maybe this is part of like, maybe this is something that will come up in the future, right? Where you could literally actually simultaneously time travel. And so that would make it easier, right? When you know that no matter what you do, how badly you mess up, you can still pretty much land on your feet. Like there's no
Yeah.
situation you can't get out of.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what, Swarali mentioned, that, you must trust yourself,
Yep.
right? To get back on your feet on your own,
Yep.
because you know who you are and you can get out of anything that you think you might get into, right?
Yeah.
If you can
Yeah.
do. So, having said that, I think since you brought up behavioral science, I'm just bringing this up. Is, I think it's a matter of little bit of a loss aversion, that what you have, to be brave, you must lose what you have, and then you get into this loss aversion, that, oh, what if I don't have that later, right? So what that is, I think that's the little bit of feeling that I feel I had, that, okay, I have a great job, I have a great life right now, I'm staying in Bombay in a house that I like, blah blah blah. And then to take that next level, a bigger step, a slightly more braver, a riskier step, was maybe then I'll lose all those things that I have, so that is the conundrum that then one goes into, and then hence you make some little wrong or not so brave decisions for yourself. Arisudan, Archana, any thoughts?
Yeah. I have a very different thing to tell myself if I could go back in the past and tell myself something.
Mm-hmm.
See, my childhood was pretty great. I mean, father, mother were pretty liberal. They let me do whatever I wanted, dreamt of. So things were good, and dad always encouraged to be brave. So, career choices and all those were left on us. So those things were met. But now when I look back, I think, I should have gotten into yoga, athletics a bit earlier. I mean, I used to be a runner, so I was in athletics, but I never pursued it. And now, when I'm at this stage of life, I have explored yoga recently, and I am doing it now. And now, when I do it, I think, if I would have made yoga a part of my life long back, I mean, the meditation, the relaxation, the exercises, the balancing, those things help in so many ways that I can't even express. I regret that I didn't get into yoga sooner. I mean, I do all sorts of exercises, but the calming thing, the what do I say, mindfulness, what yoga brings to you is very different, and it also makes you disciplined. So during my growing years, when I met few of my friends who had actually been in schools where yoga was a thing, they had to do it. I found that these kids were, more disciplined. They had that sense in them. It was like things were kind of very structured for them all the time.
Right.
So maybe it's my bias or whatever, but yeah, that is something I would love to tell them, tell myself, go back and tell myself. And well, I think now uh, there are too many schools of thoughts of yoga who promote it, so it won't be very hard to, convince myself, the younger me, to just go into this.
Yeah, yeah, I absolutely agree, Archana. And frankly speaking, my school, for example, did have yoga, and I don't know if I became more mindful or whatever it is, but because of that. But today, because I have that knowledge from my childhood, I can easily get into, as in do yoga on my own.
Yes.
I don't have to be dependent on somebody else to
Yes.
learn yoga at this age, right? So yeah, completely by that point, Rachana.
Yes.
Arisudan, you've been awfully quiet.
Yeah, no, I was listening. So, so many things. But I think, like they say in Hindi, जब दांत थे तो खाना नहीं आता था और जब खाना सीखा तो दांत नहीं रहे.
Hmm.
So, I wish this session happened 20 years ago. Okay.
Hmm.
That's one, but whatever Archana said, I think I'll find Archana, 20 years ago and probably exchange my, younger self with her because I was doing all of that yoga, super discipline, and all those things.
Hmm.
Uh, plus, some of the things. One, travel more, my younger self,
Hmm.
and eat everything that comes your way. Because I became so finicky
Oh,
about food
yes.
because considering I was super pampered, so never a problem if I didn't like something, I did not eat it, and there were always options.
Hmm.
But it's only learning the hard way when you go out and you either have to cook. So cooking was not a problem, learning it. But when
Hmm.
you go out and to different countries where you don't get Indian food, it
Hmm.
becomes a serious problem. So that flexibility, if somebody can develop that early on, it's always great so that you can eat whatever comes your way as long as you're vegetarian or non-veg. That doesn't matter. So that's one. Second, travel more because I think traveling gives people a lot of flexibility. You learn so many different cultures. I mean, for a long time, being a North Indian for us, everything south of Gujarat is Madras, right? Uh, Not even Kerala. It was Madras. That's it. Mumbai onwards, everything was like that. So, that cultural assimilation or that flexibility to know that, different people behave in different ways. They've got different traditions, celebrations, languages, and all those things. So, that kind of respect, when you travel more, it comes automatically. I mean, I'm from Rajasthan, so I've traveled all of Rajasthan in my childhood, but that was limited to Rajasthan and pretty much north of India. So I would say, by the time you're 10, you should start know the things. The how part I am yet to figure out. Probably, if you can get a time machine or something, that's better. But again, when I meet younger people who are crossing that age, when you learn so many things, then these are some of the messages that I always convey. You have so much of energy. You can do so many things. So don't worry about breaking things. Just go ahead and break them if you want to break them, because breaking things is the best way to learn.
Hmm.
So don't worry about those things. Take risk, take chances, and go travel. If you have to travel alone, do that and
So,
learn at least. Yeah.
so I want to
Go ahead.
point out that Natasha really kind of, and I was also thinking, while you were saying that, I wish I had, I was more open to different foods when I was younger. But Natasha just talked about how why not listen to what you think your older self will tell you, right? And that really fixes the problem. Like, what stops us from doing it now, right? So, what you're suggesting, right, and what all of us are suggesting, right? It's never too late if we were to start now, right? With some of this advice that we're talking about. So it's really interesting, Natasha, what you said, that kind of explains the how, right? If you think about what do you think my older self will tell me? So that I thought was really interesting. And Arisudhan, to your point of traveling, I couldn't agree more, right? I think traveling is like, I on occasion also think about, right, skipping education, because travel in itself is such a fantastic education. You learn so much, so couldn't second that more. And yeah, What else? What else, Swarali, Archana? Do you have any other things that you would tell? The one thing that comes to me, and I don't know if women um, relate to this a little more, is beauty standards and the way you look, right? And one of the things I think I will tell my younger self is that to appreciate, right, what you have and not beat yourself down about it, right? Because as you get older, it's yes, you can maintain, you can get healthy, but there is a reason why all of us eventually fade, right? Like we eventually die, is because that is the nature of it. So I feel like in retrospect, everybody always goes like, oh my god, look at me, I was young, I was thin, I was pretty, my skin was great, my hair was great. So those kind of things is another one that I want, like just to be content with like how you are, but not in a being comfortable sort of a way, but in like don't beat yourself up about things.
Yeah. I'd like to add to that. Uh, when I was young, I'm just a 5 feet tall person. So when I was growing in my those teenage years, I used to be very, very, what do I say, sad about it, that my other classmates were growing and I was not. And it was with me till I was in the 12th grade. And then when I moved to my job, my occupation, and just started working in the hospital and started seeing people, with disabilities, discomfort, this, and there were kids there. My like the age I had just like passed few years back. The whole experience changed my whole outlook about it. The whole thing that I was short. I then I it just became like, I was just short, nothing else. So everybody has a way they look or whatever. So yes, that seeped into me, but at a bit later point in life. And today, yes, today I'm very, very content with whatever I have, however I am, as long as I'm healthy. Like everything is good.
Yeah, I think health is such an important one. As you get older, you realize that we take it for granted. So yeah, health is like a big one that I tell myself that. And you also talked about, right, taking to certain good habits. It's a hard one to tell your younger self because also I think what we might be, I wonder if by saying all of these things we're making our younger selves too cautious. You know what I mean? We're telling them ki there has to be some amount of abandon. So I'm conflicted on this one. I don't know how I feel about it, but yeah. Like I think Jafar touched upon it a little bit where he said people don't know what they're doing and why they're doing it, right? Also, like we put too much value and we think that everybody, has direction and has a sense of what's happening. So yeah, in that sense, we shouldn't like sit and overanalyze everything so much, maybe.
Yes, I guess more we experiment with life, more we are like very open to different adventures or experiences, the richer the life gets. So,
Yeah, and then Nancy saying that it's okay to take help. Oh my god, like I didn't it obviously I didn't think of it, but that's a big one, right? Like you the fact that you want to say that you're receptive to a lot of different things, which we don't. As youngsters, we believe we can like conquer the world all by ourselves.
Um, uh, can I add something? Um, I think I would tell my not so younger self, but just a few years ago, I would tell myself to do what my mind is thinking. So, what I'm thinking, I struggled with emotional eating for a long, long time, like 5 years or so. And I always thought of going to a therapist and, um, there's some connection issue. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you perfectly. Nancy, we can totally hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so I always watched, movies and so on, and we could see the therapists in those movies really helping people. But I thought probably it was not for me, and I also thought that I have to do everything myself. That's the quality of true good person or whatever. So I really kept on thinking about going to a therapist, and then I never did. I think last year when I started seeing a therapist, my life turned around. I actually got help, and a lot. We learn a lot of things. So we keep on saying that we would tell our younger self this or that, but honestly, we're made into this beautiful person that we are because of our experiences. So it's amazing what hardship or pain that we go through makes us into. But I wouldn't wish it. I don't want to wish it anymore. So that's why we're working on it. So thank you, Shruti.
Thank you so much, Nancy, for sharing that. That was really, really wonderful. And I feel like as we've delved deeper into this, we're also coming to the realization of there's a reason why we don't talk to our younger selves, right? Because it is that evolution of the process, and you can't necessarily, you know, like you said, you can't protect everybody from it. There's a journey that everybody takes, and it's unique to each person. Um, and like you also said, you wouldn't wish that journey on anyone else necessarily. It's all unique to us. So it's interesting, but yet we always constantly, like, this is a question that comes up a lot, right? What is it that we'll tell? Why is it that we're constantly trying to, like, reflect on the past? What is it about that where we say that, okay, I would do this differently, right? Even though a lot of times we do say that, let's not, it's great the way it is, but all of us spend time thinking about it, and what is it about that? That's the question I'm also trying to get to, right? Any thoughts on that?
Tapsi, is it about regret of not doing something or doing something differently?
I don't know. Does it stem from regret? Right? I sometimes look back at it and I don't know if I necessarily regret things, right? But
You know what I think? I think it's about the okay. So life right now is not perfect, and we're enjoying a few things, and we're struggling in other things. And when we feel that pain, then we kind of go back and think that, okay, I wish I never went that way. I wish I did something differently. But if everything is going well, I wonder, do we really say that I regret this, or I would say this to our younger self, my younger self?
that's a good one, and that might be an interesting one to kind of delve into and see what is it that you will give your younger self kudos for, right? For doing, right? Like, we always talk about things that we would, because we've all talked about stuff we'll warn our younger selves against, right? But we haven't talked about, like, you could go back and tell your younger self some really fantastic stuff that they've done that set them up for where we've ended up in life. Yeah, I mean, didn't think of it at all, but I mean, it's so funny that none of us did that, right? None of us went and said that that was a fantastic thing that you did, and I want to give them a pat on the back for it.
Yeah, we all should, right? We've
Yeah,
grown through so much and seen so much. That's why I keep saying that it's made us into this beautiful person, these beautiful people. Whether we believe it or not, probably we have to keep saying it. So, yeah.
absolutely fantastic. We have 1 minute. Are you still there, Archana? Do you guys want to come in?
So I agree about that point, and I keep telling my younger self, some of the things that you did right, and that's my advice to a lot of other people also, that these are the things that you should be doing. For example, I was in NCC for good 5